Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Just send me a note letting me know you can hear me. Excuse me. Well, good morning, Will and Lou, Sandy, Rena, Leslie, Loretta, Lane. How wonderful! Welcome to this morning's espresso shot. Thank you all for joining us this Monday. Okay, wonderful. Let us begin with the heart-focused breathing technique. Let us begin to place our awareness in the area of our heart. Take slow, deep breaths and visualize these flowing in and out of our hearts. Just breathe gently. No need to rush it. Allow these gentle breaths to flow in and out. And place awareness in the area of your heart and draw these breaths, visualizing them flowing in and out of your heart. Breathe deep, but make sure it's comfortable. The deeper you breathe, the more oxygen you allow in the nether regions of your body. There are cells down there waiting to get this dose of oxygen. And as you breathe deeply, all this wonderful oxygen is going into those regions and nourishing each and every cell. Beautiful. As you take these gentle, slow, deep breaths, and as you visualize them flowing in and out of your heart, you're sending a signal to your body that all is well. And in a sense, you're speaking the language of biology, which allows your biological systems to begin to repair and rejuvenate diseased cells. It's almost like you ran a marathon and you told your body, now it's time to take a break and recover. And that is what you're doing for the next 5 minutes. Your brain is sending signals to release the anti-aging hormone called DHEA. Slow, deep breaths. Feel the gentle waves of this breath flowing in and out of your heart. Knowing that the heart is the most powerful engine in your body that sends out magnetic field signals to each cell in your body, and it surrounds you in a 3 to 7 foot bubble and beyond. Wonderful. That was a good practice. Thank you for sharing that 5 minutes with me. We will do 5 more minutes after this next segment, and we will kick it up a notch with our emotions. So welcome all. Thank you everybody for typing in. Hello, Natalie. Thank you for joining us as well. Or good afternoon for you, Natalie, I guess. Today's I Didn't Know That moment is about your relationships with others. And the concept is to make everyone a stranger. That means approach everyone with a clean slate. You know, sometimes when we have an experience with another individual who has done something to upset us, and if we don't see them for a few days, when we approach them or we engage them, we have this understanding of them that they were a few days ago. We haven't allowed for that person to grow from their experience. We haven't allowed for the fact that that person may have realized that they've done something to upset you because they've had that experience with other people, have readjusted how they approach life, and in a few days they've adjusted that. And when you approach them with the understanding or the understanding that you've never approached that person before in your life, and everything that they've done is a clean slate, and allow them to make that mistake again if they do. But if they don't, then you know that they have grown from there, and you can begin your relationship anew from that point. So approach everyone as if they're a stranger, and wipe the slate clean from the past. Does anybody here have any experiences of when you're approaching individuals, especially if you haven't seen them for months, and you recall a past incident where they have triggered you in a certain way that is not nice, but when you approach them in a few months, you pick up from that hatred that comes right back to you, and you pick up from that, and then you don't allow that person to actually express their growth to you. There are many ways, and that's the same kind of thing that happens when you have a wonderful thing that happened to you, and in 3 months later you want to pick up from that vantage point and say, wow, let us just pick it up from here. So it's appropriate to do that when things are positive. You want to give them the benefit of the doubt. You want to experience that positiveness when you meet them again and pick it up from that level of intensity. But when it's something that's happened to you that's unwanted, it's an unwanted experience for you, you want to allow that person the opportunity to grow, even though you have not witnessed that growth. That person, every human being, grows. How far have you grown in a few days or in a few years? And would you want somebody, in the way you behaved 3 years ago, would you want that somebody to begin that conversation with you, assuming that that's the way you were, where you were 3 years ago? So give everybody a chance and make everyone a stranger, especially for unwanted experiences. All right. Are there any? Yes, I've seen some new notes here from Irina. Yes, with open heart, absolutely. And Irina, of course, thank you for your comments. Appreciate compassion. Yes, and when you approach it with compassion, you'll win every time. If that person that you had unwanted experience with has not shifted in your view, then your approach as compassion will show them that they're valued, and perhaps you have actually dissipated some of their anger and anxiety. So work with others in that way, and allow others to actually experience you and your compassion, so that they will grow from that. So if they haven't had the benefit of growing from you, then give them the second chance to grow from experiencing your energy and your emotion. All right. Natalie, your comments. Well, I have the other problem. I find excuses for others and repeat bad experiences. That's the choice that you make. When you approach other people in a sense that, if you approach them with compassion, then there's nothing that you need to do beyond that. If you drop down to the level of their misery, then you are out of compassion, you are off coherence. And so when you are in compassion, it's impossible to actually stray from that. So when you do these breathing techniques, you will be able to stay in that form. So give that a try. Arena, yes, compassion will dissolve confusion. It often does. It often does. And the more you practice, the more easier it becomes for you to actually hold your compassionate field in face of adversity. And really, it's all about practice. So practice, 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 and don't beat yourself up if the first time that it doesn't work for you, at least in your perception, it doesn't work for you. All right? Thank you. And Arena, and other people show us what we need to heal in themselves. Yes, sometimes we have a mirror effect, like when we project our own emotions to somebody else's responses, we are actually mirroring ourselves. So very interesting. Two people will watch a conversation, or two people will see one event unfold, and they'll perceive it completely different based on their vantage point, their perception, or their state of emotion. So being in a field of compassion will let you see it in an objective fashion and more compassionate. So yes, wonderful. Yes, it is a mirror that you can, if you see something unfolding that's an unwanted experience, ask yourself, what is it in me that is creating this feeling of unwanted experience? And you'll find a lot of insight about that. Wonderful discussion. Thank you so much. There's more of that discussion coming in the Q&A session. But for now, we're going to kick it up a notch by adding one layer on to the heart-focused breathing technique. We are going to add the emotion of a regenerative emotion. So what I'd like you to do now is to just place awareness in the area of the heart and take slow, deep breaths. Visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Breathing gentle, deep, and comfortably. Slow, deep breaths. And visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. And now begin to experience a positive feeling of appreciation, peace, compassion, gratitude. Just begin to feel the gratitude you have for the roof over your head, for the friends you have. Put a smile on your face. Just allow this feeling of amazement in your heart. Think of all the bounties the universe has given you that have brought you this far. Think of all the things that the universe conspired to do to bring you this very moment. Anchor that feeling in. Slow, deep breaths. Ask your body to remind you to do this technique whenever you experience unwanted experiences or unwanted emotions. You can do this while on the go. You don't have to take time aside. And as events unfold around you, experience this amazing feeling that flows in and out of your heart, which is the engine that synchronizes your heart, your mind, and your emotions. It allows your immune system to boost itself. When you do a practice like this, your immune system stays elevated for up to 6 hours, even after your practice has consciously ceased. So give yourself a gift each morning, each afternoon, every day. Take slow, deep breaths and experience these breaths flowing in and out of your heart. And make a sincere attempt to feel gratitude, love, compassion. And check your body to make sure that it's feeling light and it's feeling happy, joyous, and at the very least, calm. There, we've completed 10 minutes of our HeartMath practice. And so continue to do this practice daily for 15 minutes or more, and you will see your whole system will shift, your biological system, and your perception about others. You will become more tolerant of others. And when you become more tolerant of others, you will make others realize that that is the new normal and they need to strive for that. You will create a baseline for that. So thank you so much for participating this morning. Your 15 minutes are up. I'm happy to stick around for some Q&A. So if anybody has any questions about anything that we've discussed so far, not only what we've discussed today, but perhaps last week or last month. Sandy, thank you for your comments. Feels fantastic, doesn't it? When you actually take ownership of your own emotions and you take ownership of your own experiences and say, no, I can control how I feel about something. I can't control when things are unfolding around me. I can certainly control how I experience them. And we shared with you an example that two children watching in a grass field, a snake that kind of slithers away. It's a grass snake, very harmless, but it's far enough away from the children. One child screams and yells. The other child experiences appreciation and gratitude because it was a nostalgic event for that child, because it was something that her and her parents explored a bit because they were nature enthusiasts. And so depending on your experiences, depending on how you experience any particular thing, you can't control what happens in front of you. You can certainly control your reaction to that. And you will actually give a gift to your body if you take these slow, deep breaths and experience positive feelings and bring those feelings forward into your heart, even though the events unfolding before you do not create that. But experience the positive feelings from the past, from a past experience. Your body won't know the difference, and give yourself that gift. The events that unfold around you is something that you may not be able to control, so why even worry about it? Okay? Will and Lou, yes, wonderful. Have a wonderful appointment. Hope all happens well for you. Barb, you're most welcome. Thank you for this wonderful energy yourself. Excellent. I don't see any more questions flowing in. If there are no more questions, if there's anybody typing in, happy to do that. Answer those questions. If not, then we will close this off until next week. I'm always available to you via email if you want to get a hold of me, or give me a call. Happy to chat with you. Irena. Often, Lane, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Often we don't know if we have something inside that need to be healed, and the person triggers you and you heal and you feel emotions. Yes, absolutely. You know, a lot of times when people, when you are triggered, let's just say people don't cause you to trigger, it is you being triggered. It is because there's something inside of you that needs to be cleared. People don't get triggered unless they've had past experiences that are similar, or there's a predisposition to be triggered by them without them saying anything. They could be just tending their garden and you get triggered by them. So it's really about what is it in me that wants to heal itself, and when it comes up, that's an opportunity for yourself to take those deep breaths in so that you're no longer triggered by those events. And we've seen in studies that this is how you actually alleviate these predisposed triggers. When you see somebody or something unfold before you and you're triggered on it, when you take these deep breaths and visualize these breaths flowing in and out of your heart, and especially when you experience positive emotions, though the intensity of that emotion lessens, and it lessens every time until it's no longer does no longer bother you. If you've ever been in a situation where you say, you know what, that situation used to trigger me lots, but now it doesn't trigger me anymore, that's your sign of you shifting and overwriting that particular part of yourself that is an unwanted response. So thank you for that, Arena. You're welcome, Loretta. Thank you. David, even after arriving, great. Sorry, I'm just going to read the words have scrolled so fast. Just going to go down here. Thank you, Natalie. Barbie saying you're getting different pressure in different parts of your head. What does that mean? All it means is your body is clearing. Whenever you, if there's, in the absence of anything else, if there's nothing medically happening for you, if there's no huge pressure changes in the system, like weather changes and things like that, if it's just happening because of something that you're experiencing right now, it's your body going through this shift and clearing. And that has a physical manifestation component to it. Sometimes you feel goosebumps, and that's again a physical manifestation of some sort of a energetic clearing. So perhaps that's what it is, Barb. Without having any more information, I believe that's what it is. Natalie, you're welcome. Barb, getting a different pressure. I read that. David, even after arriving late, great technique. Have a great day. You're welcome, David. Thank you. I appreciate it. Please continue this process. You're welcome, Loretta. Sandy, today's practice reminds me of the words of Desiderata. Glow placidly amid the noise and haste. Yes, it is. It's wonderful, isn't it? It's a beautiful saying. And keep that in your heart, Sandy. Thank you. Arena, and to overcome pain with love. Joy, we are all one, no separation. Wonderful. Excellent. Lots of good feelings in your heart. Maintain that feeling, anchor that in, and you will kickstart your week. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. And I enjoyed engaging in your energy. You're wonderful people. I look forward to connecting with you next week again. Next week, I will be in Mount Shasta, and so I'll be broadcasting you with the energies of Mount Shasta on this morning. If you have a chance to look at the webinar that myself and Prageet Harris and Julianne Conard are going to be doing, we're going to be combining the science of heart math with the ancient sacred alchemy of the Stargate energies. And we're going to be doing that webinar on Sunday. So you may have seen the emails go out. So hopefully oh, Barb, you've signed up for that. How wonderful. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. I'll be broadcasting from Mount Shasta. Thank you so much. You take care and have a wonderful, wonderful week until I see you.